In the studio with us today is Wes Allison, President and CEO of the National Western Stock Show. It's the annual livestock show. Happens every year in January. Mm-hmm. This year is very special, 120 years
Correct.
Of the stock show. Good morning, Wes. Thank you for joining us here on KUVO Community Connection.
Good morning, Tree. Thanks for having me. I love it. This is a great opportunity for us to visit about
the stock
tradition
show
of the stock show. That's
yes,
right.
yes.
So much fun.
It is totally fun. So let me think here. So how long have you been the CEO and president?
8 months and 3 days.
Wow.
Yeah. So
not long.
No. So Paul Andrews, who's the former president CEO, retired after last year, I guess after the 25 stock show. And so I guess that is last year now, right? We are in 26.
We are in 26.
That's right. Yeah. So had the opportunity to fill his shoes, so to speak, or his boots would be better. And so moved up here from Waco, Texas, where I ran the Heart of Texas Fair and Rodeo, livestock show and rodeo there in the great state of Texas.
Are you from Texas?
I am. Grew up in the Panhandle, about 80 miles north of Amarillo, where we were closer to Denver than we were Austin, which is okay because I'm a fighting Texas Aggie from A&M, and so being closer to Denver versus the Longhorns in Austin was just fine with me.
Wow. So what's the most popular event at the stock show?
Oh, the most popular event at the stock show. So you probably have to define that a couple of ways. If we're talking rodeo, then I would tell you that the fan favorite is mutton busting, right? Put little kids on sheep, see if we can hurt the kids, right? So don't hurt the sheep, just hurt the kids.
Don't hurt the kids.
Yeah, don't hurt the kids either. But no, I think when you look at the stock show as a whole, I think there's a lot of favorites, right? And so it's where your tradition and what takes you there, if it's rodeo or if it's, you don't count calories during stock show. So you can eat anything you want because it's all good food. So your favorite part may be the food, the vendors, the livestock, right? We have some world-class livestock. There are traditionally about all 50 states come here to Denver, as well as about 33 countries are represented that are here looking at primarily beef genetics, and those go all over the world.
That's amazing. Mm-hmm. So let me ask you, there are 8 different categories of horses. Mm-hmm. Tell me about those. 8
breeds, right? So we've got more than that across the world, but probably the most famous one would be quarter horse. It's the largest registry, and so we have a quarter horse show. We also have a reining horse show, which is a disciplined. So you talk about when we talk about a reining horse, it's that really cool stopping, sliding, things like that, spinning, and so that's a quarter horse that does that. Quarter horses are so versatile because they can be used in roping, they can be used in cutting, they can be used in barrel racing. They're just one of those breeds that actually was developed here in the United States when from the horses that were native here. So it would have been what the Mexican vaqueros rode primarily, and then they crossed those with thoroughbreds that came over from Europe, and a thoroughbred is right the Kentucky Derby horse. It's what runs in the Kentucky Derby. So thoroughbreds fast, big, tall, run long distances. Quarter horses, the way they got their name was they were faster in a quarter mile, so they were sprinters. Okay. That's the best way to think about them. So very athletic, built low to the ground, really stout, and can do just about anything.
So it's kind of like the stock show Olympics.
Yeah, exactly. We talk a lot about our animal. I mean, it's interesting that you compare it that way because there's truly some animal Olympians, some horse Olympians that will actually be here in our Hunter Jumper show.
Wow.
That is one of those things that folks don't realize, that equestrian is part of the Olympics. The Summer Olympics, not the winter. They don't let them ski, but anyway, so that is it is a unique sport that we use our animal athletes that, we are. It's an important thing for us that we take really good care of those athletes.
Yes.
And we talk about how we take care of them, their welfare, making sure that they have everything they need. Because if you're a barrel racer and you're trying to win the world, or you're trying to win the National Western Stock Show, you better have a horse that's in tip-top shape. And so you want to take care of him. Those ladies that take care of their barrel racing horses, they probably spend more time at the vet working on their horses with a veterinarian than they do on their own self going to the doctor. So It's just that important to make sure that they're in top shape, they have the best food, they have the best accommodations. They get trailered and moved maybe from place to place, but They're wrapped. They're in padding. I mean, it's a really truly is a partnership that we believe we have.
And you couldn't have made it 120 years without all this wonderful care.
That's right. And I think that is a unique thing about our tradition is we at Stock Show have always focused on the best of the best.
Right.
We are we are the Super Bowl of livestock shows.
Okay.
Right here in Denver. Has had that reputation for a long, long time. And, this year being our 120th,
right,
we're going to open brand new facilities.
Oh, my.
Yeah, the Sue Ann Schutz Rogers Livestock Center.
Okay.
Our cattle entries, so those that are bringing cattle here to show at Denver, we're up 14%.
Wow. We
will have over 12,000 entries in total from everything from rabbits to horses. So
you got it all covered.
They're all coming. So they're all, it's kind of like Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. So that's kind of how it's happening.
So since you have so many, how many awards has the National Western Stock Show won?
Oh, goodness. Probably the biggest, it depends on, again, how you look at who we are. So we have a couple of different associations we're a member of.
Okay.
Of course, the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association is one of those that we've been recognized as a top 10 rodeo. Mm-hmm. We've also won Best Footing. We talked about horses. So one of the things that's really important for our friends with horses is, is the arena footing good?
Okay.
So meaning, just like you think about a track athlete mm-hmm. running on a track and it being in really good shape,
right,
we do the same thing with dirt. It's
okay.
just, we call it footing, but it's really dirt. And it's really important to keep that good. We have great tractor drivers that take care of our dirt. And so we've won Best Footing Award. We've been the best indoor rodeo in all of PRCA, which is over 700 rodeos that occur each year. And so, yeah, we've been very blessed to enjoy some successes that we've had in our industry.
Now, the rodeo is very successful here. In Colorado. Mm-hmm. So what happens to the proceeds?
Yeah, so we are a nonprofit, a charitable organization, and we give that through scholarship giving. So about 125 students will receive scholarships from the National Western each year, all in Colorado and Wyoming.
Wow.
And that total is just north of $650,000 annually. And we have specific scholarships that go to ag students, and we have specific scholarships that go to kids that are graduating from Denver ISD or Denver school systems.
Wow.
And so we have two different trusts that take care of managing that for us, work very closely with a number of the universities here in our state. So we're very proud of the way that we can give back, and that has continued to grow. And that is a focus for us as we move into the future, is to continue our charitable giving.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a little help sometimes.
Absolutely.
So what is your favorite event at the stock show?
So my favorite event at the stock show has to be the cattle shows, just because of the tradition. And really when I say cattle shows, it's specifically those in the yards.
Okay.
So, Denver was known for the yards.
Right.
That was a stockyards, union stockyards originally, processing many, many thousands of animals a day over there. And we kind of grew up there, right? And it's our home, and it's our tradition, and there's a lot of heritage there. But going and seeing the loose cattle show in the yard. So those are cattle that aren't halter broke.
Right.
They show them in that way. They evaluate their carcass quality. Who doesn't love a good steak, right? So that's what we're trying to make. And but in the old days, they had what was called, we still show them this way, a carload. So a carload was 10 head of either males or female cattle.
Okay.
Either bulls or heifers. And because 10 of them would fit on a rail car. So, the railroad is an integral part of our campus. So they would unload them from a 10 head, and that was a carload. So
wow.
we are the only show that still has a carload in North America. And
That's
really probably in the world. And
that's
so
amazing.
There's a lot of tradition and history and things that we do. And so it's cool to see 10 animals produced by the same farmer or rancher, and they all are from the same set of cows or, same genetics. So it's really a neat deal.
That sounds like. Yeah. I mean, because you can get a lot of, pardon me, you can get a lot of horses on a train.
Sure. We don't haul them as much on trains anymore. We don't haul cattle as much on trains.
Okay.
Some that may go north of the border to Canada may travel that way. Horses now have picked up flying a little more, especially
Really?
in the racehorse world.
I'm surprised.
Those horses that come over here from Saudi Arabia and places
Sure.
like that to run like in the Kentucky Derby and things like that, they put them on a plane.
Wow.
And they're, again, padded, comfortable, climate controlled, first class. Yeah,
They have to have their special.
That's right.
Yes, definitely
Yes.
first class.
Yeah. So
Wow.
we've all learned a lot in 120 years that the way
I'm
we
sure.
move livestock is to be stress free. We want to make sure they're comfortable. We don't necessarily cram as many of them as we can in a trailer anymore. It's just not good for the animal, and
No,
so
it's
we want to
not.
make sure that we're sensitive to those animal welfare things.
And a good friend of mine's Temple Grandin.
Oh, wonderful lady. Yeah.
So I understand the whole making sure they're comfortable and not have to be stressed because we don't want that on the animals.
No, not at all. They need to. It's our job. It's our responsibility.
So you got a lot of things coming up here on this 120th, and I understand you have some new buildings.
Yes.
And how many of those do you have?
So we have two new buildings.
Okay.
The Legacy, which is the Western Stock Show Association's world headquarters, right?
Okay.
So we're the folks that put on the National Western Stock Show.
Right.
And it is truly an amazing and unique facility. So the neat things about it is on the first floor, which will be open to the public, 365 days a year, but at least 52 weeks.
Right.
Is the fact that we have a heritage center. And you can go and learn about the history of stock show from the late 1800s all the way through present day.
Wow.
And then we have been involved with Western art for over 30 years. And so in our art gallery, in the Wilson Art Gallery, we have all 33 of our pieces, our collection, the stock show collection of Western art there that you can go and see. And the neat thing is we are planning as we go through the year is an opportunity to do different shows, different art shows, different exhibits that are dealing with farming and ranching in Colorado and things like that. So people can, it's not just come during the 16 days of the stock show. We want you to be able to come year round, learn about Western heritage, learn about the spirit of the West. That's really our mission,
Wow.
Our saying this year, or our tagline this year is "We are the West." Well,
We are the West.
We are we as a whole, right? We all are, right?
Okay.
We're all part of this Western culture, no matter how you define the West for you.
Okay.
And ultimately, we want to help you discover that.
Now, what happened to Wild Wild West?
Wild Wild West.
That's still part of the West.
It's still part of the West, maybe not part of anymores West. So
Okay, so
the bull riding gets a little wild, right?
I'm sure it
Yeah,
does.
so.
From what I've seen, I wouldn't ride the bull.
I wouldn't either.
Oh,
No.
you sure?
No, I'm positive I wouldn't. No.
Okay, so the stock show starts this week, correct?
On Saturday. Yes.
All right.
We're a day away, right?
And it runs how long?
Till the 25th. Till Sunday the 25th.
Okay, and do we have a website we can go
We do, yeah.
to get tickets, or let our listeners know how we get there?
Yeah, so the best way is to go on our website, nationalwestern.com, and click on Buy Tickets. And it will give you, there's a full schedule on there. You can actually plan your schedule out
Okay.
and what you want to go to. Not in addition to just grounds admission, which if you want to come, we believe we have produced the largest petting farm in North America.
Wow.
And it'll be on the lower level, what we call the garden level of the expo building. It's all filled with children's activities, great for young families to come hang out, learn a little bit about agriculture, learn that your milk does come from King Soopers, but it comes from somewhere else before it gets to King Soopers. And so, we've got a lot of great, you don't have to spend a lot of money.
Okay.
You can come and enjoy just a regular gate admission. There is something for you to do and explore all day long. Eat all the food you want. If you want to go to rodeo, go to rodeo.
Right.
If you want to go to one of our equestrian events like Dancing Horses, then come go to Dancing Horses. It's amazing. If you want to see animal athletes, come to Dancing Horses.
Wow.
They truly dance. And it's everything from, some of our dressage riders to our Western riders to our hunt seat riders. It is really a neat program.
That is absolutely amazing. So much to do. And 120 years, there's no shortage, obviously.
Well, we've been doing something right for at least 119 of them, so we'll see if we continue to do it right this year. So.
I'm sure you will,
Yeah.
and then some.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, Wes, we want to appreciate you for taking the time to come away from the stock show to come down here and join us here at KUVO's Community Connection. We are a Colorado where everyone feels seen and heard.
Nice. Thanks for having me, and thanks for being a great partner.
You're welcome.